In earlier lecture, we understood how to actually start a standalone Mule runtime and deploy applications manually. Now we are going to understand how to use Runtime Manager to manage the runtimes, to manage the deployments, undeploy, etc. So actually, Runtime Manager is an application, a web application basically. It is running on Mulesoft's cloud. So what we need to do is, if I want to use Runtime Manager, I need to create an account with any point platform. So what I'm going to do is, I'll go to anypoint.mulesoft.com and I have to sign up for an account. Okay, so I'll click on sign up. I'll give some name. I'll give a different phone number. I'll not give my original phone number. Company, I'll give ZeroToSiva. Username, I will write ZeroToSiva1. Password, I'll give something. Okay, I'm not a robot. Fine. This will actually create an account. My username is ZeroToSiva1. I don't need to verify my email address. Now, here in the left menu, if I go to Runtime Manager, I can see the Runtime Manager Web UI, user interface. Let us wait. It doesn't take this much time usually. I'll stop and maybe refresh again. Yes, for the first time, whenever we log in to Runtime Manager, it will ask me to choose environment. Actually, for designing Mule flows or designing something like RAML, which we'll see later, we will do it in design environment. But for deployments, we have to select sandbox environment. Again, there will be a lot of discussion later on environments, like you can create your own environments, production, dev, etc. But right now, I'll select sandbox environment. So right now, you can see that you are in sandbox environment. If you want to switch to other environments, you can switch. But right now, I want to be in sandbox environment. And if I click on servers, it is not listing anything right now. There are no servers registered. So what we have to do is, I have a local server on my machine. I have to register my local server with Runtime Manager on the cloud. How? Very simple. You just have to click on Add Server and give a server name. I'll give my name Siva Server. So then what I have to do is, I have to execute this command. See what is it saying? Now execute this command from server's bin directory. After the command runs, server will appear in the servers tab. So I have to copy this command and I'll go to bin directory of my runtime. I'll open a command prompt here. So you can see there is a file called as AMC setup. I'll execute it. See, actually, I'm using Windows machine, so it is not dot slash. I'll remove this. I can execute AMC setup. So actually, AMC stands for Any Point Management Center. So this AMC setup will do a setup for actually registering my local Mule runtime with Any Point Management Center. Here you can see actually what is happening. Once I executed this AMC setup command, Mule agent is installed on my local machine. You can see unpacking Mule agent and all. So that means on my local machine, Mule agent is installed. And once Mule agent is unpacked, the agent started communication between any point management center and Mule agent. Communication between any point management center and Mule agent is authorized by two-way SSL. So it is showing that the agent has actually sent some request to any point management center and registered. Now, if I go here, if I close this, do I see Siva server appearing here in Runtime Manager? Yes. So what is happening is, once I executed AMC setup, actually, Runtime Manager is a web application running on cloud. And on my local machine, once I executed AMC setup, Mule agent got installed here, and Mule agent opened a communication with something called as AMC, which is running on the cloud, and it registered this local server with Runtime Manager. So that is the reason it is appearing here. It is in status created. It is not yet started. So what I have to do is I have to execute Mule. So it will start Mule. Once I start Mule here, what happens? Let me tell you. Mule agent will start running within my runtime. This is my runtime. Whenever I started runtime, Mule agent also will start. Mule agent will open a WebSocket communication with Runtime Manager and send the information that this server is up and running. So if you see after some time, you can see the status, it is turning green, running. So how does the Runtime Manager on cloud know that my local runtime is started? The agent which is running within my runtime now has sent that information by opening a WebSocket communication. If a WebSocket is open, that means over that WebSocket, it will be connected actually. Both the parties can send and receive the data. This WebSocket communication will be open between agent and Runtime Manager. Fine. Now, the local server, which is running on my laptop, is registered with Runtime Manager on the cloud. Right. Mule agent is actually playing a part. It opened the socket communication and send the details. And this WebSocket is now open. Now, what I can do is, the server is registered. I can select applications. I want to deploy my application, so I'll click on deploy application. And then I want to actually deploy it on my server. So in the deployment target, I will expand hybrid, and here I can see Siva server. Hey, why is it hybrid deployment? This is called as hybrid deployment because the Runtime Manager is on the cloud, but my application is running inside on-premise. So the deployment is called as hybrid. It is not either on-premise or fully on cloud. Runtime Manager is on cloud and deployment is on-premise. This is hybrid deployment. So under deployment target, I can select under hybrid Siva server. Then I have to upload my file. Upload. It is in my desktop. First app. I will upload. And one more thing. Before I actually deploy, I'll go to apps and undeploy this app manually. Earlier I have manually deployed, right? I removed the anchor file. It should get undeployed in few seconds. Yep, it is undeployed. Okay. Now through Runtime Manager, I'm going to do the same. I'll write the app name as Siva app. The jar file name is first app, but application name I'm giving it as Siva app. The target is Siva server. The version is 4.5.2. And here you are seeing something called as a gateway version. We need to understand what is a gateway. Here it is telling the type as gateway. Don't worry. Right now, the runtime manager is representing or seeing my Mule runtime as a gateway. You'll understand what is gateway later. It is equivalent to Mule runtime. There is a small change which you need to understand. You'll understand while I'm talking about APIs, API management. But as of now, you can think of this gateway as equal to Mule runtime. Okay, then I'll click on deploy. That's all. What we are doing from browser, we are uploading to Runtime Manager. This is my browser. From browser, I upload it to the web application Runtime Manager. This Runtime Manager, what it will do, it will send the jar file through the WebSocket to the agent and ask the agent to deploy it. What the agent will do, it will simply put the jar file in the apps folder. Let us observe. Yes, do you see Siva app is created? Do you see here on console? Siva app is initialized, started, etc. Right? So the application is deployed. Now on the UI, you can see that the application is started. Okay, I'll just refresh it. Sometimes browsers, because of some browser problem, actually earlier it was showing as starting, even though it has started. It is because of some browser problems. If I just refresh, you can see now it is showing the status as started. If I want to stop, I can stop, or delete, I can delete the application. Let me delete it. I'll select it and delete the application. Yep. First, it will stop the application and delete. Let us check. Here, is it deleted? See, you can see disposing the application, undeployed the app. So it has been undeployed, and if you see in the apps folder also, it is not there. So you can manage your applications using Runtime Manager. Not only that, you can actually select server. You can see server is running. You can delete or restart the server. Let me click on restart the server and observe here, is it restarting or not? Observe. See, it is restarting the Mule runtime. Is it? So through Runtime Manager, you will be able to start, restart, delete server, manage the server, etc. Not only that, you can click on Manage Server, and here you can see the dashboard. You can view the metrics of your server runtime, like what is a heap memory usage, CPU usage, etc. Right? Through Runtime Manager, you can manage your runtimes. You can actually monitor the metrics of your runtimes, etc. like this. So that's a brief about how to actually deploy applications into standalone server and how to manage standalone server through Runtime Manager, how to manage deployments through Runtime Manager. So we are done with day 6. What I want you to do is, there is no lab documentation provided. Follow the previous video and this video. Do whatever I have done to start a server and to register my server with Runtime Manager. Follow the videos again and complete this. That is the exercise for day 6. So you can go to day 7 after we complete this. Okay, see you tomorrow.